Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, and we're going to continue our 1970s Best Franchise Tournament one and done. And tonight's game features the number 4 seed Boston Red Sox playing the number 5 seed Minnesota Twins. The Red Sox team is from 1978 and the Minnesota Twin team is from 1970. This has been a really fun tournament so far. If you've missed the first 3 games and you'd like, I suggest you go back and check them out on demand on the station. So we're playing in Boston. Normally I manage the higher seeded team, or the lower seeded team, however you look at it, which normally would be the Minnesota Twins, but I am a Red Sox fan, so I always manage the Boston Red Sox in this case. It's an October 3rd night, 66 degrees, and unfortunately we have a light rain here, and I'm hoping to God I clicked no rainouts on this thing, which I believe I did. I set up the game. So let's go to the Minnesota Twins lineup. Leading off is I believe it's Cesar Tovar, and he's playing center field. Batting second is Reese, the first baseman. Batting third, Tony Oliva, the right fielder. Batting fourth, playing third base, Harmon Killebrew. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Cardenejas. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Holt. Batting seventh, the catcher, Mitterwald. Batting eighth, the DH, Manuel. And batting ninth, playing second base, Thompson. Doing the pitching is Perry, Jim Perry. For the Boston Red Sox, leading off the Rem Dog, Jerry Remy, playing second base. Rick Burleson batting second, playing shortstop. Freddie Lynn batting third, the center fielder. Batting fourth, Jim Rice, designated hitter. Batting fifth, Carlton Fisk, the catcher. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Captain Carl Yastrzemski. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Butch Hobson. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Dwight Evans. Batting ninth, playing first base, George the Boomer Scott. And on the mound for the Red Sox in this one-and-done playoff game, Dennis Eckersley. Eckersley in 1978, 20 wins, 8 losses, no saved. ERA of 3.02, struck out 162, only walked 71, batting average against 251. Eckersley's battery mate, Hall of Fame catcher, Carlton Fisk. Excellent catcher behind the plate, thus the Hall of Famer. Butch Hobson's at third base, 6 out of 10 defensively, but he does make a lot of throwing errors. Then you have Rick Burleson at shortstop, 9 out of 10, absolutely marvelous. Jerry Remy, 6 out of 10 defensively at second base. And another wonderful fielder at first base, George Boomer Scott. So a solid, very good defensive infield here. Carl Yastrzemski, sliding a bit defensively, no longer a 10 out of 10 in left field. He's a 9 out of 10. Arm of 6, though. In center fielder, the exquisite Freddie Lynn, 10 out of 10, defensively 6 arm. And then another 10 out of 10 in right field, Dwight Evans. And his arm is 8 out of 10. He has a cannon, folks. So here it is, due up in this first round one-and-done game for the Minnesota Twins, 1970, Cesar Tovar. And Tovar in 1970 batted .300. 10 home runs and 54 RBIs. And against right-handed pitching, he batted .307. Eckersley gets the sign from Fisk, the windup and the pitch. And Tovar singles into right field. So a leadoff single for Cesar Tovar. He's at first base. He's a threat to steal. 8 out of 10 speed, 38% chance of stealing second. Being held on by George Boomer Scott. And now stepping to the plate for the Minnesota Twins, Rich Reese. Recent 1970, batted .261, 10 home runs and 56 RBIs. 6 out of 10 for hit and run, 3 out of 10 for bunting. Lefty-righty matchup here. Reese batted .260 off right-handed pitching. Red Sox are going to look to turn 2. Eckersley sets and delivers. And that ball sent out to Evans in right field. He makes the catch, and hustling back to first is Tovar. So 1 out here. And now the left-handed batting Tony Oliva steps to the plate. Twins right fielder in 1970. Excellent year. Batted .325, 23 home runs, and 107 RBIs. And against right-handed pitching, he crushed it at a .354 average. Again, Scott holding Tovar on at first. 1 out. Eckersley's going to see if we can get Oliva to chase here with the pitch around. Fisk flashes the signs. The windup and the pitch to Oliva. And Oliva, good eye, he walks. We couldn't get him to chase. He was low and inside. So first and second, 1 out, and the dangerous Harmon Killebrew steps to the plate. Playing third base today for the Twins. 1970, he batted .271, 41 home runs, and 113 RBIs. Very dangerous moment here for the Eck. The windup and the pitch to Killebrew. Red Sox looking to get 2 for 1 and out of the inning. And Killebrew walks. Oh boy. Bases loaded. Not looking good here for the Red Sox. Hello, Ken Castor on the chat. Okay, thank you for checking in, my friend. Hopefully you can come back. I appreciate you checking in. Ken Castor on the chat, everybody. Alright, bases loaded, 1 out. And now Leo Cardenas steps to the plate. Twins shortstop batted .247 in 1970, 11 home runs, 65 ribbies. Red Sox again in double play depth. Here's the windup and the pitch by Eckersley. And that ball's grounded to Remy. No, we want to turn 2. We got a 56% chance of turning 2. Remy goes to Burleson. And that's it. They get the middle runner. A run scores. Minnesota goes out ahead 1-0. Hello, Beatles Eternally has jumped in the chat. How you doing, my friend? So, Cardenas gets an RBI in the fielder's choice. There's 2 outs now. Runners at the corner. And up for the Minnesota Twins, Jim Holt. The left fielder in 1970, he batted .266, 3 home runs and 40 RBIs against right-handed pitching. .282. Eckersley's looking to get out of this pickle here. The windup and the pitch to Holt. And that's ripped into left field. Another run scores. Now 2-0 on the RBI single by Holt. First and third, and the catcher for the Twins, George Mitterwald, steps to the plate. Eckersley, a little rough first inning here in this one-and-done game. One bad inning could be the end of you in this tournament. Mitterwald, the catcher, batted .222 in 1970, 15 home runs and 46 RBIs. .215 off right-handed pitching. Fisk goes through the side. Scott holding Holt on at first. Hobson playing behind Cardenas, obviously, at third. The windup and the pitch by Eck. And that ball is sent out to Yastrzemski, and he just whips up as that's up on the screen. Home run. Wow. The Twins go up 5-0 on the home run by Mitterwald as Yastrzemski started to go back, and shades of Bucky Dent looked up, and the ball was gone. Oh my God, silence has fallen over the Red Sox fans here at the Drizzly Fenway Park. Wow. And now the number 8 hitter, the designated hitter, Charlie Manuel, steps to the plate. Batted .188, 1 home run and 7 RBIs. Eckersley is shell-shocked. Fisk goes out, has a word with him, as there is silence here at Fenway Park. Eckersley now nods his head. He winds and delivers to Manuel. That ball goes out to Freddie Lynn, and he makes the catch. Inning over, but my God, what a huge inning it was for the 1970 Minnesota Twins. 5 runs on 3 hits, no errors. And we go to the bottom of the first with the Red Sox needing to dig out of a 5-0 hole. Wow. On the mound for Minnesota, Jim Perry. Perry went 24 wins, 12 losses. ERA of 3.04, batting average against 243. Struck out 168, walked 57. Red Sox want to return the favor here against Minnesota in the bottom of the first. And Jerry Remy's at the plate. Remy, in 1978, batted .278, 2 home runs and 44 RBIs. Remy batted .298 off right-handed pitching. The Rem Dog needs to get something started here. The windup and the pitch by Perry. And Remy singles into right field. And there goes a big cheer from the Fenway faithful. Leadoff runner on. Butch Hobson steps to the plate. Hobson had a down year at the plate in 1978. He only batted .248, 5 home runs and 49 RBIs. 6 out of 10 for bunting and hit and run. So, Remy's at first. The windup and the pitch to Burleson, And Burleson nubs it down the first base line, and they just get him as Reese tosses to Perry. Wow. Remy does advance to second, though. Remy, excellent speed, 9 out of 10. 20% chance of stealing third base, but there'll be no stealing down 5 runs here for the Red Sox. Freddie Lynn steps to the plate. Red Sox center fielder in 1978 batted .298, 22 home runs and 82 ribbies. Against right-handed pitching, he crushed it, 336 average. Perry gets a sign from Mitterwall. He sets and delivers to Lynn. And Lynn sends that ball out to Tovar. He makes the catch and quickly racing back to second base is Jerry Remy. We have a 44% chance of Remy tagging up and getting to third. We're going to say no. Don't want to make the last out at third here. Jim Rice steps to the plate. Rice, in 1978, was the MVP of the American League. Batted .315, 46 home runs, and 139 RBIs. He would love to deposit one into the stands here and cut into this 5-0 Minnesota Twin lead. Rice batted .319 against right-handed pitching. The windup and the pitch by Perry. And Rice sends that ball into shallow right center. Remy scores from second, 5-1 now, Minnesota. Jim Rice has himself a 2-out RBI single. And Carlton Fisk comes to the plate. Pudge batted .284 in 1978, 20 home runs and 88 RBIs. One swing of the bat, and the Red Sox are right back in this game against right-handed pitching, .287. Rice, 6 out of 10 for base speed, 34% chance of stealing second. Reese is holding him on at first. Mitterwald goes through the signs, the windup and the pitch to Fisk. And Fisk sends that ball. That's going to be a double, and we got a 70% chance of scoring Rice, and we're going to send him. And we're going to hold Fisk at second. Here's the throw, and Rice is in there safe. He beats the relay throw of Thompson. So now it is 5-2 Minnesota. The Red Sox have come back with 2 runs with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Fisk RBI double. And now stepping to the plate, Carl Yastrzemski. Captain Carl in 1978 batted .277, 17 home runs and 81 RBIs. Fisk in scoring position. Against right-handed pitching, Yastrzemski hit .286. So Perry finds himself in a bit of a trouble here in the bottom of the first. Here's the windup and the pitch to Yaz. And Yastrzemski sends that ball deep, but Tovar makes the catch on the warning track in center field. Inning over. The Red Sox score 2. We go to the top of the second, 5-2 Minnesota. Due up for the Twins, Thompson, Tovar, and Reese. To face Dennis Eckersley, who needs to bear down here after giving up 5 runs in the top of the first. Danny Thompson, In 1970 for the Minnesota Twins, batted .219. No home runs and 22 RBIs. He batted .228 off right-handed pitching. The windup and the delivery by Eckersley. That ball's grounded to Burleson, over to Scott. Out number 1. Now up Cesar Tover. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the first. Righty-righty matchup. Fisk goes through the side. Eck nods his head. Here's the pitch to Tovar. And that ball's grounded back to Eckersley. He goes over to Scott. Out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Red Sox looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. Rich Reese steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Lefty-righty matchup. Eckersley toes the rubber. The windup and the pitch to Reese. And that ball's ripped to Scott. And oh my God, the Boomer makes an error. That is a rare error on George the Boomer Scott, who's 9 out of 10 for fielding. Wow, the Red Sox did not need that. So they go from a 1-2-3 inning with now Reese at first, Scott holding him on, and the dangerous Tony Oliva steps to the plate. He walked his first time up. Eckersley throws over to first. Reese is back. Eckersley stares in at Fisk. He gets the sign. The windup and the pitch to Oliva. And Oliva grounds it to Remy, who quickly throws to Scott. Inning over, so the error doesn't hurt. A clean inning there for Eckersley, and he really needed that for the Red Sox. We go to the bottom of the second. 5-2 Minnesota. 2 up for Boston. Hobson, Evans, and Scott. If anyone gets on, Jerry Remy. So Butch Hobson in 1978 for the Boston Red Sox batted .250, 17 home runs, and 80 RBIs. Mitterwald flashes the sign. The windup and the pitch by Perry. And he strikes out Hobson. He got that call at the knees. Hobson was not happy with that. He's grumbling as he goes back to the dugout. So 1 out, no one on. Dwight Evans comes to the plate. Evans had it down here at the plate. Average-wise, he batted .247. He did have 24 home runs, 63 RBIs. And he struggled with right-handed pitching, though only batted .231. And he's going to take, here's the pitch by Perry. Strike 1, so Perry's in there with that off-speed pitch. No balls, 1 strike. Evans ready to grip and rip. Perry sets and delivers. And Evans rips that ball down to Killebrew, who throws him out at first. Nice play by Harmon at the hot corner. So 2 outs, no one on. It's up to the Boomer to extend this inning. George Scott, 1978, down here with the bat. .233, 12 home runs, and 54 RBIs. The windup and the pitch by Perry. And Scott singles up the middle. So a 2-out single. He extends the inning. Scott 5 out of 10 as a base runner. 19% chance of stealing second. Reese will be holding him on. In the top of the order, Jerry Remy, the Rem Dog, 1 for 1 today. He singled in the first. Remy looks down at the third base coach. Now gets in the batter's box. Lefty-righty matchup. Perry's ready. He sets and delivers to Remy. And Remy walks. So the Red Sox are in business here. First and second, 2 outs, and the Rooster, Rick Burleson, comes to the plate. Burleson 0 for 1. He grounded to first. In the first. Big moment here early in this game. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch to Burleson. And Burleson rips that to Cardenas, who goes the short way to Thompson. Inning over as they force Remy at second. Cardenas made a nice play going into the whole third base side. So we go to the top of the third. Minnesota 5, Boston 2. Due up for the Twins. Killebrew, Cardenas, and Holt to face Dennis Eckersley. Harmon Killebrew's in the batter's box. He walked his first time up. The windup and the pitch by Eckersley. And that ball's popped up to second. Remy calls for it. He makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. Leo Cardenea steps to the plate. Shortstop, he just made an excellent play going into the hole, third base side, forcing Remy at second to end the inning. He's 0 for 1. Eck working quickly. Here's the pitch to Cardenas. And that ball is sent out to Freddie Lynn, who makes the catch in left center field for out number 2. And now Jim Holt steps to the plate. He's 1 for 1. He had a single in the first, knocking in Oliva. Lefty-righty matchup. Eckersley stares in at Fisk. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Holt. Holt grounds that ball up the middle. Remy goes behind the bag and quickly throws to Scott for out number 3. Terrific play by the Rem Dog. We go to the bottom of the third. 5-2 Minnesota. Due up for the Red Sox. Lynn, Rice, and Fisk. Anyone gets on, Captain Carl. Freddie Lynn 0 for 1. Perry looks in at Mitterwald. Nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Lynn. And Lynn pops it up. Mitterwald throws his mask off. Makes the catch right up against the screen. What a terrific play. So 1 out. Now Jim Rice comes to the plate. He's 1 for 1. Rice singled in the first. 1 out. No one on. The windup and the pitch to Jim Rice. Oh, and Rice is plunked. As he missed badly with that off-speed pitch, Perry. Obviously didn't want to do that, so Rice is at first, 6 out of 10 base speed, being held on by Reese. And Carlton Fisk comes to the plate. He's 1 for 1. He doubled off the right center field wall, scoring Rice, so he has an RBI today. He'd like to yank one over the left field wall and pull the Red Sox to within 1. Mitterwald flashes the sign. The windup and the pitch to Fisk. And Fisk grounds that to Perry, who goes to first for out number 2. Rice advances to second on the fielder's choice. So with 2 outs, Jim Rice in scoring position. Captain Carl Yastrzemski steps to the plate. Yaz 0 for 1. Lefty-righty matchup. Perry sets and delivers. And Yastrzemski strikes out with Rice at second, ending the inning. We go to the top of the 4th, as you can hear the moans of the Red Sox fan on that strike 3. 5-2 Minnesota. Due up for the Twins. Mitterwald, Manuel, and Thompson. Mitterwald 1 for 1. He had the big home run. That 3-run blast to make it 5-0 in the first inning. Here's the pitch to Mitterwald. And he pops up to third. Hobson calls for it and makes the catch. Out number 1. Charlie Manuel steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Fisk flashes the signals. Eckersley sets and delivers. And that ball's popped up to Burleson at short on the outfield grass. He makes the catch for out number 2. Now Danny Thompson comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. The Twins' second baseman. Here's the pitch by Eckersley. And that ball's ripped to Hobson, who throws to Scott, inning over. So ever since that horrible first inning for the Yak, he's settled down. He now has 3 consecutive scoreless innings. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Minnesota 5, Boston 2. Due up for the Red Sox. Hobson, Evans, and Scott. Coach Hobson 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the second. The windup and the pitch by Perry. And Hobson rips a line drive into left, but Holt catches it at his shoe tops, robbing Hobson of a hit. So that's an out. So with 1 out, Dwight Evans comes to the plate. Evans is 0 for 1. He grounded to third in the second. Perry peers in at Mitterwald. He gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Evans. And Evans walks. Good job by Evans. Red Sox need base runners. You can't hit a 3-run homer if there's no one on base. So Evans is 6 out of 10 for speed. 30% chance of stealing second base. Reese is holding on Evans. George the Boomer Scott steps to the plate. The Boomer's 1 for 1. He singled in the second. He'd love to jack one out of the ballpark here. Perry toes the rubber. The windup and the pitch to Scott. And Scott singles into left field. We have a 50% chance of getting Evans to third base. We will hold him at second. We will not run into an out. As the Fenway fans start to come alive here, Jerry Remy steps to the plate. Red Sox second baseman, 1 for 1. Single in the first, walked in the second. He represents the tying run at home plate. 7 out of 10 for hit and run. That's an interesting call. Should we roll the dice? Put the runners in motion? I think not. We shall not do that. Perry's now up to 70 pitches. He's good for 130. Remy digs in. He awaits the delivery by Perry. Here's the pitch. And Remy grounds that ball to a diving Reese, who throws the second and forces Scott. Reese robs Remy of a hit and a possible RBI. And now there's 2 outs. Red Sox on the corners for the Rooster. Rick Burleson, big moment here for the Rooster. He's 0 for 2 right now. Grounded out in the first and grounded out in the second. Well, forcing Remy in the ground out in the second. So big moment for Rick Burleson. Remy, 9 out of 10 speed, 66% chance of stealing second base. The windup and the pitch by Perry. And Burleson grounds the Perry, inning over. Minnesota gets out of the jam, and Perry is very happily jogs off the mound. We go to the top of the 5th, 5-2. Minnesota. Due up for the Twins, top of the order, Tovar, Reese, and Oliva. Tovar 1 for 2. Single in the first, grounded out in the second. The windup and the pitch by Eckersley. And he walks Tovar. 8 out of 10 speed, 37% chance of stealing second. The Boomers holding him on at first, and now Rich Reese steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Red Sox would love to turn a double play here, get 2 for 1. Might be tough with that speed at first in Cesar Tovar. Fisk flashes the signs. Here's the pitch to Reese. That's grounded to Remy. He goes to Burleson to Scott. They turn a beautiful double play. 2 outs, nobody out. The Red Sox fans applaud that wonderful twin killing there. And Tony Oliva steps to the plate. Oliva's 0 for 1. Walked in the first, grounded to second. In the second. Eckersley looking to get the 3rd out of this inning. Keep it a 3-run deficit. He sets and delivers. And that ball is sent out to Evans and right. He makes the catch, inning over. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Minnesota 5, Boston 2. Red Sox have to hurry up here in this one-and-done series. They will be out of tournament play. Whoever loses, you go home. You win, you advance. Freddie Lynn steps to the plate. Red Sox center fielder 0 for 2. Fly to center in the first, pop to the catcher in the third. Perry gets the sign, nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Lynn. And Lynn rips a single in the right field. Oh, he turns it into a Charlie Hustle double. Wow! He looked like Pete Rose flying around those bases. So a leadoff double. That was huge for Freddie Lynn. And now Jim Rice comes to the plate. Rice 1 for 1. Singled in the first, hit by a pitch in the third. Fenway fans very anxious here. Very anxious. Perry toes the rubber. He sets and delivers. Here's the pitch to Rice. And Rice sends that ball deep, and it's going high off the wall. Just missed a home run. So a double. Freddie Lynn scores from second. It's now 5-3. The Red Sox pull to within 2. No outs, and Carlton Fisk comes to the plate. Fisk 1 for 2. Doubled in the first, grounded to the pitcher in the third. Mitterwald goes out and has a word with Perry. As Beatles eternally says, in the top of the inning, twin killing takes a whole new meaning in this game. Yes, it does, my friend. Yes, it does. So, Fisk is at the plate, 1 for 2. Rice is at second, no outs. Mitterwald now goes back behind the plate. The windup and the pitch by Perry. And Fisk rips that ball to Cardenas, who fields it and goes to first. So 1 out, Rice was unable to advance. Had to stay at second. So 1 away. Rice at second. Yastrzemski comes to the plate. Yeah, it's 0 for 2. He needs a break out of it. Lefty-righty matchup here. If Yastrzemski deposits one into the seats, we have a tie ball game. That's what the Fenway faithful are hoping for. The windup and the pitch to Captain Carl. And Yastrzemski sends that ball out, and it's gone! It's gone! It's gone! We have a tie ball game, 5-5, but that ball just gets into the seats. I thought it was going to go into the triangle, and it does not. It is deposited into the seats. Captain Carl Yastrzemski with a clutch hit, and it's all tied up, folks. This is a whole new ball game. Wow, the Fenway fans are rocking here now in their seats. So with 1 out, no one on, Butch Hobson steps to the plate. The Red Sox third baseman, 0 for 2. Back-to-back Hobson would love to go. Perry is shooken up on that mound. He looks distraught. He gets a sign for Mitterwald. Here's the pitch to Hobson. And Hobson sends that ball deep, but back, and making a leaping catch at the wall is Holt. He crashes into the wall. So 2 outs now. Hobson gave it a good ride. Holt gave it a better defensive play. So 2 outs, no one on. Dwight Evans comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out in the second, walked in the fourth. 5-5 game here, bottom of the 5th. The windup and the pitch to Evans. And Evans strikes out to end the inning, but the Red Sox strike back, scoring 3, tying the ball game up. We go to the top of the 6th, and we are tied at 5 here at Fenway Park. Due up for the Twins, Killebrew, Cardenas, and Holt, who made that fabulous leaping catch in left field to rob Hobson of a double. Killebrew 0 for 1. Walked in the first, popped to second in the third. Eckersley's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Killebrew. Grounded past Remy, and that's going to be a leadoff single. So Killebrew's on. Killebrew 3 for 10 for speed, 14% chance of stealing. Scott's going to hold him on, though. It brings up Leo Cardenas. He's 0 for 2. He's a 9 out of 10 for bunting. I'm thinking he's going to drop a bunt. So I think we're going to pull our third baseman in. So we pull Hobson in. Scott's still holding on Killebrew. The windup and the pitch by Eckersley. And he rips that ball off the right field wall. And that is a double for Cardenas. Clutch hit for Leo. And now with no outs, Killebrew's at third, Cardenas at second, and Holt comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Again, he made a fabulous catch in the bottom of the 5th to rob Hobson of a double. Singled in the first with an RBI and grounded to second in the third. Eckersley up to 86 pitches now. Let's look at our bullpen. Show all of our pitchers. Andy Hassler has a 156. Lefties only bat 156 off him. And the one thing I regret about yesterday's game was I stuck with May too long. And one and done. So, Holt's a lefty, then they go righty-lefty. Now, would you really just want Hassler to get this one batter here? And then I can mix and match. Because Mitterwall, then we could go, we go with Drago next, 209 against righties. So I basically would use 3 pitchers to get 3 outs here. Manuel's a lefty coming up. Oh boy, decisions. Alright. And that's it. We're going to the bullpen. We're yanking Eckersley. We're going to go with Andy Hassler's going to come in from the pen. Lefties are only hitting 156 off of him. We're off Eckersley. He's giving up a 280 batting average off lefties. And Holt hits 282 off righties. So that's it for the Eck. After a horrible first inning, he gave you 4 clean innings, but now in the top of the 6th with no outs, second and third, he is being lifted for Andy Hassler. And here comes Hassler, excuse me. Big moment here, huge moment. Red Sox will pull their infield in. So the infield's in, no outs, second and third for the Twins. Holt's at the plate. Hassler in 1978, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 save, ERA of 3, pitched 30 innings, struck out 23, walked 13. He did have a batting average against of 302, but against lefties only batted 156. This Hassler's in here just to get this one out. Let me jump to the chat real quick. And Ken Castro says, holy smokes, I step out for a bit and it's chaos here at the fence. Yes, it is. Beatles Eternally says, I see that Holt wasn't regular starter for the Twins. No, he wasn't, but the computer does the lineup and they do it by their sabermetric stuff. So I'm surprised, again, Rod Carew's not in the game, but I'm not the computer, so I definitely would have had Carew at least the DH. Alright, so 2 on, no outs. Hassler comes in to specifically get Holt out, hopefully. Again, only a 156 batting average against lefties he gives up. And Holt against lefties only batted 167. The windup and the pitch. Oh, but they go pinch hitter. I knew they were going to do that, those sons of a gun. And now we have to go to the pen again. Because we're not letting Hassler pitch against the righty. Because against righties, Hassler gives up a 383 average. So again, we're going to go to the pen here. And and we're going to go to Drago. Here comes Dick Drago. And they're not going to let me go to Drago. I should be able to go to whoever the heck I want. Hassler must face at least 1 batter, you bastards. That's baloney. Now do I intentionally walk the guy? And Drago, oh God. We're in a pickle here, folks. I don't want to pitch to Allenson. Bobby Allenson in 1970, he only batted 208, 1 home run, 7 RBIs, and he only batted 222 off lefties, but Hassler gave up 383 batting average. Alright, infield in. Come on, Hassler. Get this out. The windup and the pitch to Allenson. And that's grounded past Remy. God. And it's now 6-5. Minnesota. So runners at the corners. Mitterwall comes to the plate, and that's going to be it for Hassler. Dick Drago's going to come in. So here comes Dick Drago to face Mitterwald. No outs, runners at the corner. Twins take the lead, 6-5. Infield moves in again. Drago in 1978, not one of his better seasons. 4 wins, 4 losses, 7 saves, 3.03 ERA, batting average against 246, struck out 42, walked 32, walked a lot of batters, but only gave up a 209 batting average against right-handed batters. The windup and the pitch by Drago. And that ball sent out to Freddie Land's going to be deep enough to score the run. So it's now 7-5. The Twins take a 2-run lead on the sacrifice fly by Mitterwald. And now at the plate, Charlie Manuel. Red Sox need to turn 2 here and get out of this horrible situation. Drago will stay in the game. He sets and delivers to Manuel. And that ball sent out to Freddie Land, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Allenson retreats back to first, being held on by Scott. And now Danny Thompson comes to the plate. Thompson's 0 for 2. Drago looking to get the 3rd out of this inning. He sets and delivers to Thompson. And that ball's grounded to Remy, and Remy boots the ball. Wow. So Remy let a ball get by him, and now he's booted one. So first and second, Red Sox should be in the dugout getting ready to hit. But the Remy error, the inning goes on for the Twins. They're looking to tack on more to their 2-run lead. Cesar Tovar steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Singled in the first, grounded out in the second, walked in the 5th. He batted .307 off right-handed pitching. Drago up to 14 pitches. He's good for 75. Stares in at Fisk. Nods his head. The windup and the pitch. That ball sent out to Freddie Lynn. He comes in and he makes the catch, inning over. But Minnesota comes back and scores 2 in the top of the 6th to retake the lead 7-5. Jim Perry still on the mound for the Twins. He's up to 94 pitches, good for 130. And due up for the Red Sox, Scott, Remy, and Burleson. The Boomers 2 for 2 today. Like to continue that streak. Perry gets a sign from Mitterwald. Here's the pitch to Scott. And Scott strikes out. Scott goes down looking. 1 out in the top of the order, Jerry Remy, who did not perform well in that inning. He let a ground ball by him. And then booted another ball, though the error didn't cost him. Remy's 1 for 2. Singled in the first, walked in the second, and grounded to first in the 4th, forcing Scott. If Remy gets on, Burleson will be the tying run at the plate. The windup and the pitch to Remy. And Remy singles into left center field. So he's 9 for 10, speed-wise, 65% chance of stealing second base. Burleson's at the plate. Burleson's 0 for 3. Burleson's a 6 for a hit and run. We're going to play hit and run here. Stay out of the double play, hopefully. The windup and the pitch by Perry. And Burleson grounds it foul. It's now a no ball, 1 strike count. Reese holding Remy on at first. Burleson digs in. As Beatles eternally says, Tovar hit 300 in 1970. Greg Garecki in the chat, how you doing, my friend? He says Tovar could hit. Beatles says yes. Again, we're going to play hit and run. The windup and the pitch to the Rooster. They throw over to Remy. He gets back. And he barely made it back. Once again, Reese holding Remy on. Burleson digs in once again at the plate. We're playing hit and run. The windup and the pitch by Perry. And that ball's grounded to Thompson. He goes to first. We stay out of the double play. 2 outs now. Remy's at second. Freddie Lynn comes to the plate. Lynn, 1 for 3, represents the tying run at the plate. Lynn needs a big smash here, and it'll be 7-7. And that's what the Fenway faithful are hoping for. Greg Gurecki says he's doing fine. Excellent. Always love to hear when my friends are doing good. Lynn flied to center in the first, popped to the catcher in the third, and doubled off the right center field wall in the fifth. Lefty-righty matchup here. Perry peers in at Mitterwall, toes the rubber, the windup and the pitch to Lynn. And Lynn pops up. Reese calls for it at first. He makes the catch, inning over. We go to the top of the 7th. The Twins 7. The Red Sox 5. Dick Drago still on the mound. Reese is at the plate. We're going to give Reese... Oh, lefty. Oh, boy. Then Killebrew. Let's look at our bullpen here. Tom Bergmeyer, 242 against lefties. That's going to be it for Drago. Bergmeyer, the left-hander, will be coming in from the bullpen to face Reese and Oliva. So here comes Tom Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer was 2 wins, 1 loss, 4 saves, ERA of 4.40, struck out 24, walked 23, batting average against. Again, this Red Sox bullpen gave up a lot of hits. 302. Though against lefties only batted 242 off of him. Reese against left-handed pitching, 266. He's actually slightly better. But Drago gave up a 290 batting average against lefties. So, alrighty. So Bergmeyer gets his warm-up tosses in. He's ready. The windup and the pitch to Reese. And Reese rips the ball out of right field. Oh my God. He crushes that pitch. Bergmeyer gives up a solo shot. That strategy didn't work. The Red Sox are now down 8-5. Thank you, Tom Bergmeyer. And Tony Oliva steps to the plate. Bergmeyer scuffs up the ball. Rubs up the ball, I mean. Not scuffs. Rubs. Don't tell the umpire. Gets back on the mound. The windup and the pitch to Oliva, who's 0 for 2. And Oliva sends that ball deep. Evans goes back, and that's off the wall. So a home run and a double. Back-to-back hits. And that's enough of you, Mr. Bergmeyer. Once again, the Red Sox make the call to the pen here, down 3. Insurance run at second with no outs. And with no tomorrow, folks. We're going with Louis Tiant. That stinks, because if we win, that was going to be game 2 starter. So here comes El Tiante. Try to keep it at a 3-run deficit here. Killebrew's at the plate. Oliva's at second base. 1978, Louis Tiant, 13 wins, 8 losses, ERA of 3.31, struck out 114, walked 57, batting average against 234. Tiant gets a sign from Fisk. He whirls, he dirls, here's the pitch. That ball sent out to Freddie Lynn deep. Lynn makes the catch. Oliva tags up. Lynn fires a third, but Oliva's in there. A wonderful running catch by Freddie Lynn, but he didn't have a chance. Oliva tags up, goes to third. Made a strong throw, but it was late. So with 1 out, Cardenas comes to the plate. Allison's on deck. Cardenas 1 for 3. Leo single. No, grounded into a force play in the first. Fly to center in the third, doubled in the sixth. Red Sox infield will move in. Greg Gorecki says Oliva should be in the Hall of Fame. Yes, he has very good numbers. Tiant's ready. Again, Tiant whirls, dirls, looks to the heavens, and here's the pitch. And he strikes out Cardenas. So 2 outs now. And Bobby Allenson, who came in to pinch hit, 1 for 1. He knocked in the go-ahead run in the 6th with a single. Off Hassler. So 2 outs. Oliva represents another insurance run at third. Tiant sets, goes into his corkscrew delivery. Here's the pitch to Allenson, and he strikes out Allenson. Great job by Louis Tiant. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Twins 8, Boston 5, due up for the Red Sox, and they have to get some base runners on. Rice, Fisk, and Yastrzemski. If anyone gets on, Butch Hobson. Rice 2 for 2 today, the designated hitter. Singled in the first, hit by a pitch in the third, doubled in the 5th, just barely missing a home run. Perry's up to 108 pitches, threshold of 130. Perry gets a sign from Mitterwall. The windup and the pitch to Rice. And Rice sends that ball back to the track, but Allenson's there and he makes the catch. Allenson, a 6 out of 10 defender with a horrible arm of 1 out of 10. So 1 out and Carlton Fisk comes to the plate. Pudge 1 for 3. Doubled in the first, grounded out in the third, and grounded out in the 5th. Time is running out here for the Boston team. Fisk steps out of the batter's box. Now gets back in the batter's box. The windup and the pitch by Perry. And Fisk singles into left field past Killebrew. So Carlton Fisk's at first, being held on by Reese. 5 out of 10 for speed. 34% chance of stealing second. He's going to stay put. Carl Yastrzemski comes to plate. Yaz 1 for 3. And that one hit was a big 2-run homer that tied the game. Yastrzemski digs in the left-hander batter's box. He awaits the Perry pitch. Perry sets and delivers. And yes, singles. No, it's a hustle double as Tovar doesn't get to the ball. He kind of lollygagged, and Yastrzemski just kept on running. And Fisk moves on to third. The tying run comes to the plate. Butch Hobson. Hobson 0 for 3 today. Hobson's 0 for 3. Let's look at our bench here. Their bench was really bad. Carver had already been traded away, so he's not, because this game's in October, he's not on the roster. So who hits righties? Let's find out. Nobody. Bob Montgomery, our backup catcher. He only batted .267. We're going to stick with Hobson. Hobson's due to yank one out. Hobson does have the power to tie this game up. Ken Castro says, what a game. What a game. It is what a game. Glad you're enjoying it. And now they've gone to the pen. Stan Williams comes in for the Twins. In 1970, Williams, wow, an ERA of 1.99, under 2. 10 wins, 1 loss, 15 saves. Struck out 76, walked 32, batting average against .208. He only gave up a .202 batting average against right-handed pitching. So they have gone to what I presume to be their closer. He's good for 50 pitches. It's a tough matchup here for Hobson. Alrighty. Big part of the ball game here. Fisk at third, Yaz at second, Williams on the mound, Hobson at the plate, Mitterwall goes through the signs. Here's the pitch to Butch. And Butch sent that ball out, and Tovar makes a catch. Tagging up from third is Fitz. The Red Sox pulled to within 2. It's now 8-6 Minnesota. So at least Hobson has a productive out. He gave it a ride, but Tovar made a very good catch. Yastrzemski held at second. And now Dwight Evans comes to the plate. He represents the tying run here. Greg Gorecki says Ron Peranowski was their closer. Wow, they had a good bullpen then in 1970. Thank you, Greg, for that information, my friend. Sometimes, because I don't play these teams often, I don't know everything, obviously. So I always appreciate my good friends in the chat. Give me the good info. So once again, Yastrzemski's at second. Evans at the plate, represents a tying run. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out in the second. Walked in the fourth and struck out in the fifth. Evans only hit .231 off right-handed pitching. Though Evans had 24 home runs, though. He does have the pop to tie this game up. He awaits the Williams pitch. Williams sets and delivers. And Evans works a walk. So now the tying run's at first. And stepping to the plate, George Boomer Scott. He's 2 for 3 today. Singles his first 2 times up and struck out in the 6th. Scott had a down year at the plate, though. Only 12 home runs in 1978. And off right-handed pitching, only batted .223. Let's look at Montgomery here. How many homers did Monty have? None. That's what I thought. Well, we're going to stick with Scott because he has a bit of pop in his bat still. Though the Boomer was coming to the end of his career in 78. Alright, first and second. 2 outs. Williams gets the sign for Mitterwall. The windup and the pitch to Scott. And Scott pops it up. Reset first, calls for it. He makes the catch, inning over. The Red Sox threaten. They do score 1. We go to the top of the 8th. 8-6 Twins. Louis Tiant still on the mound for the Red Sox. It'll be his game to the end now. At the plate, the Twins catcher 1 for 2. He's having a really good game today, Mitterwall. A 3-run homer in the first to make it 5-0. He popped out in the 4th. And he fly deep to right center for another RBI to make it 7-5. So he has 4 runs he's knocked in. The windup and the corkscrew delivery by Tiant. And that ball sent to Yastrzemski. Again, Yastrzemski looks up, and it's gone. As Mitterwall gets his 2nd home run, his 5th RBI, and once again the Twins lead by 3, 9-6, as that ball just kept carrying up and away. And if you're a Twins fan, it was like a beautiful balloon. As now the air has come out of Fenway Park. Charlie Manuel steps to the plate. Twins designated hitter 0 for 3. Tiant rubs up the baseball. The windup and the pitch of Manuel. And he strikes him out. So Tiant has 3 strikeouts, I believe, here. Let's check that out. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. No, I'm sorry, no walks, 3 strikeouts. So 1 out, no one on. Danny Thompson steps to the plate. Twins second baseman 0 for 3. Corkscrew delivery by Tiant. Here's the pitch. Grounded to Scott. Scott takes it to the bag himself. So there's 2 outs, and Cesar Tovar steps to the plate, 1 for 3. Singled in the first, grounded out in the second, walked in the 5th, and fly to shallow center in the 6th. The pitch to Tovar. And Tovar grounds it to Remy, who throws to Scott, inning over. Damage done, though. Home run by Mitterwall, and Minnesota once again leads by 3, 9-6. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And the Twins have gone to their closer, Peranowski. Ron Peranowski in 1970. 7 wins, 8 losses, 34 saves. ERA of 2.43. Batting average against, 259. Struck out 55, walked 42. He'll be facing the top of the Red Sox order, Remy, Burleson, and Lynn. The Rem Dogs 2 for 3. Singled in the first, walked in the second, grounded forcing out Scott in the fourth, and singled in the sixth. Lefty-lefty matchup here, and Remy does not fare well against left-handed pitching, only 220. Let's quickly look at our bench. And Frank Duffy, who actually hit .302 off left-handers, and I believe Duffy can play second base. Let me check that out first. He can. Duffy can play second base. Not as good as Remy. He batted .302. And we're going to go with Frank Duffy. I never thought I'd say I'm going to pinch hit Frank Duffy. I never liked him as a player when he came to the Red Sox. But he hit .302 against lefties, so here comes Frank Duffy to pinch hit for Jerry Remy. I'm sure he's none too happy with that, as Remy goes back to the bench. As the organist and the fans try to pump up Duffy as he steps to the plate, former Cleveland Indian. Duffy in 1978 for the Red Sox batted .260. No home runs, 4 RBIs. But again, against left-handed pitching, .302. Paranowski gets the sign, the windup and the pitch to Duffy. And Duffy rips that ball to Rennick, who throws him out at first. So we have a defensive substitution for Killebrew, Rick Rennick, and he is an 8 out of 10 fielder with a .987 fielding percentage on third base. So 1 out, and Rick Burleson comes to play. Burleson's 0 for 4. Batted .252 off left-handed pitching in 1978. 1 out, no one on. Paranowski winds and delivers. And Burleson grounds to Rennick, who throws to Reese. So that was deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra likes to say. 2 outs. And it's up to Freddie Lynn to extend this inning. Lynn was another lefty-lefty matchup here, and Fred Lynn only hit .201 against left-handed pitching. But maybe he gets a little magic here. Maybe there's a little magic in that old top hat that Frosty the Snowman found. You can give it to Freddie Lynn right now. Paranowski toes the rubber. He's looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. Here's the pitch to Lynn. And Lynn sends that ball deep, and Oliva makes the catch right in front of the wall for out number 3. So Lynn gave it a ride, but to no avail. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the 9th. The Red Sox trailing 9-6. We need a second baseman. It will be Frank Duffy. Though Brohammer's a 4. Well, we're going to stick with Duffy. He'll play second base. 3 out of 10 fielder. 1,000% fielding percentage, so if you hit it near him, he should field it. Tion's still on the mound for the Red Sox, and he will face Reese, Oliva, and Rennick. Rich Reese, 1 for 4. Flied out in the first, grounded out in the second, but was safe on an error. Reached on an error in the second, grounded out in the 5th, and a solo home run in the 7th to make it 8-5 Minnesota. The windup and the pitch to Reese. And that ball goes down to Hobson, who throws to Scott, but Reese beats it out. Good hustle by Reese. So leadoff runner on, Scott holding him on. And it brings up the dangerous Tony Oliva, 1 for 3. Walked in the first, grounded out in the second, flied to right in the 5th, doubled in the 7th. Red Sox looking to turn 2. Tiant corkscrew delivery. Here's the pitch to Oliva. And that ball goes out to Freddie Lynn. He makes, no, it's over his head. It's off the wall. Another run's going to score most likely, and we're going to take a shot at home. So Lynn's probably going to throw to Duffy. There goes a Duffy to throw to the plate, and Reese is in there. It's now 10-6. Minnesota leads by 4. Rennick steps to the plate. Rennick in 1970 batted .229, 7 home runs, 25 RBIs. Cardenas on deck. The windup and the pitch by Tiant. That's ripped to Duffy, who catches the line drive for out number 1. So Leo Cardenas steps to the plate. He's 1 for 4. Fielder's choice in the first, flied out to left center in the third, doubled in the 6th, struck out in the 7th. Tiant wants a strikeout here. Here's the pitch to Cardenas. Oliva's at second, 1 out. And he strikes him out. So 2 outs, and Allenson steps to the plate. Bob Allenson, 1 for 2. Singled to put the Twins ahead in the 6th, 6-5, and struck out in the 7th. 2 outs, 1 on. Corkscrew delivery by Tiant. And that ball's popped up. And Hobson makes the catch. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th. Red Sox trailing by 4. Ron Peronowski, the closer, still out on the mound for the Twins. He will face Rice, Fisk, and Yastrzemski. Jim Rice, 2 for 3. Red Sox designated hitter. Singled in the first, hit by a pitch in the third, doubled in the 5th, knocking in Lynn, and fly to very deep left in the 7th. Off left-handed pitching, Rice hit .301, the 1978 MVP. Peronowski peers in at Mitterwall. Here's the pitch to Rice, and Rice singles into left field. Red Sox aren't going to go down without a fight. Carlton Fisk steps to the plate. Pudge, 2 for 4. Doubled in the first, scoring Rice. Grounded out in the 3rd, 5th, and singled in the 7th. Against left-handed pitching, he batted .275. Peronowski sets and delivers. And that's going to be a double play ball, and it is. Oh, boy. As that went Cardenas to Thompson and Reese. And the silence is deafening here at Fenway. As those claps are claps of people whistling through the graveyard. Whistling through the graveyard, folks. So it's up to Carl Yastrzemski. How ironic. A 1-game playoff, and Yaz comes to the plate representing the final out. Yastrzemski 2 for 4 today. He had a big home run. Fly to deep center in the first, struck out in the 3rd, hit a 2-run homer to tie the ball game up in the 5th, 5-5. Then in the 7th, he doubled to right center. Against left-handed pitching in 78, Yastrzemski hit .252. 2 outs, no one on. The Twins 1 out away from advancing in this one-and-done tournament. Here's the pitch by Peronowski. And Yastrzemski singles into right center field. So it'll be up to Butch Hobson to extend this inning. Again, the Twins look for their final out here. Hobson 0 for 3. Why Reese is holding on Yastrzemski at first, I don't know. They're up 4 runs. But he is holding Yaz on. The windup and the pitch to Hobson. Hobson grounds a single in the right field. Yastrzemski goes first to 3rd. And now Dwight Evans comes up. A little life here, a little life. Evans needs to get on base to extend the inning. Dewey's 0 for 2 today. Off left-handed pitching, you know what? He hit .286. .286. He had 24 home runs, remember, in 78. He could yank one out. Grounded out in the 3rd, walked in the 4th, struck out in the 5th, and walked again in the 7th. Sox at the corner, Yaz at 3rd, Hobson at 1st. Peranowski, a little bit of difficulty here. Got the first 2 outs and gave up back-to-back singles. Mitterwald goes out and has a word with Peranowski. Ron has a chuckle. Mitterwald has a chuckle. Mitterwald goes back behind the plate. The windup and the pitch to Evans. Evans singles into right field. The Red Sox score. And now it's a 10-7 ball game. Runners at the corner with 2 outs, and George Boomer Scott steps to the plate. Scott 2 for 4. 1 swing of the bat, and this ball game's tied up, folks. Red Sox aren't dead yet. Unless this is going to be a Game 7, 67 World Series ending with Scott striking out. The Boomer 2 for 4, as I stated. Singled in the first, singled in the fourth, struck out, and then popped out. And again, against left-handed pitching, Scott batted .265. Frank Duffy is on deck. Not much chuckling going on now by Mitterwald and Peranowski. Scott represents a tying run at the plate. The windup and the pitch by Peranowski. That ball's popped up. Calling for it is Reese. Ball game over. Minnesota defeats Boston 10-7 in an outstanding slugfest here at Fenway Park. The Red Sox of 1978 are eliminated in a 1-game playoff, just as in 1978 to the New York Yankees. I am actually crushed right now. As the Red Sox had the tying run at the plate in George Boomer Scott, and he popped out to Reese to end the game. It was a fine effort by both teams, and the better team won tonight. So, player of the game is Perry, the starting pitcher, 1-0 in the tournament. Losing pitcher, Eckersley. That first inning killed him. That was 5 runs in that first inning. I'm sorry, the winning pitcher was Perry. Player of the game was Mitterwald, the catcher. 5 RBIs he knocked in. Let's go to the box score. And I'll have that up shortly. It was a great game. I hope you all enjoyed it in the chat. Let me quickly go to the chat before we go to the box score. Beatles Eternally says, this is why I love baseball. Then he says, Ken Castro, Al, you gonna be okay? No, I'm not. I'm actually up. I mean, I'm play, but I'm a little upset. I really... That first inning killed him. The first inning killed him. Greg Gorecki, I would rather lose to the Twins than the Yankees and Bucky effing Dent. This all points to my pick, the Oakland A's, Ken says. Ken Castro did pick the Oakland A's. They'll be coming up soon. So let me bring the box score up. This was a fun game. My team didn't win, So I'll be back to managing the higher seeds, and by that I mean the seeds who are, again, if it's a 4-5 game, I will manage the 5 seed. My Boston Red Sox, my beloved Boston Red Sox, once again, that 78 team ripped my heart out. But it was in the retro world this time. All right, let's bring this box score up. And there it is. We'll have that up for you shortly. And before I go to the box score, I'd like to say thank you to Greg Gorecki in the chat, Ken Castro, Beatles Eternally. It's always a lot of fun to have you guys in the chat. You make it fun. If I missed some of your comments, I apologize. I'm also doing the game, as you know. I think this game was a really fun game. And if you hate the Red Sox, you're happy. And if you like the Red Sox, they took you to the brink. They took you to the brink. So now as a manager, I'm 2 for 2. I won my first 2 games. I lost my next 2 games. Beatles Eternally says, I still think the Pirates are going to win it all. Well, that's why we play the games, Beetle. All right. Quickly to the box score. Let's go to the pitching first. The winning pitcher, Jim Perry. Greg Gorecki or Ken Castro or even Beatles in the chat. Jim Perry was Gaylord Perry's brother. Am I correct in that? I believe. So Jim Perry went 6 1/3 innings. It's not like he had a stellar start. Gave up 11 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 1 home run, 2 walks, struck out 4. Williams came in, 2/3 of an inning, walked 1, didn't give up anything. And then Peronowski finished off. He got a hold. Then Ron Peronowski came in, got the save, 2 innings. He gave up 4 hits. He wasn't stellar either for a closer. But they had a 4-run lead. 1 run, it was earned. Didn't walk any, didn't strike out any. Red Sox scored 7 runs. That should be good enough to win, but it wasn't. Eckersley went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 1 home run, 3 walks, no Ks. And it was as you see, it was that first inning, that 5-run first. That was a killer. You put yourself in the hole there. That was a killer. Hassler came in. We were going lefty-lefty matchup. The Twins countered with the right-hand hitting. Oh, who was it? Allenson. They wouldn't let me switch Hassler out. He had to pitch to a batter. I debated whether to walk Allenson and load the bases, but I didn't. And Allenson got the hit. And that was it, folks. Dick Drago came in, pitched an inning. It was a clean inning. Bergmeyer came in and pooped the bed on the mound. Didn't get anyone out. Faced 2 batters, gave up 2 hits. It was outstanding. Gave up a home run and a double. Thank you, Tom Bergmeyer. Then Louis Tiant came in, and he wasn't, Tiant came in, pitched 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. Gave up a home run, 4 strikeouts. Red Sox pitching let them down. Let them down in 78 in this team. In this one-and-done playoff tournament. So the loser was Eckersley. We don't have to worry about the Red Sox anymore. I'm crushed. As I stated, they've broken my heart once again. Alrighty. Do I really want to go to the batting? Yes, we'll have to do that. So the player of the game, and he really was outstanding. Mitterwall. 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, 5 RBIs, and he had 2 home runs. Outstanding. Player of the game. For the Twins, Tovar, 1 for 4, runs scored, 1 walk. Reese, 2 for 5, 2 runs scored, 1 RBI. Oliva, 2 for 4, 1 run scored, 1 RBI, 1 walk. He had 2 doubles. Killebrew, 1 for 3, a run score, a walk. Rennick, 0 for 1. He came in to play third for Killebrew. Cardenas, the shortstop, 1 for 5, 2 runs scored, 1 RBI, and he struck out twice. He had a double. Holt, the left fielder, 1 for 2, a run scored, an RBI. Allenson, the pinch hitter, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a strikeout. Mitterwall, we already said, player of the game, 5 RBIs, 2 home runs. Charlie Manuel, the DH, 0 for 4. That was a peculiar choice, Charlie Manuel for DH. He struck out once. And Thompson, the second baseman, 0 for 4. In total, the Twins hammered Red Sox pitching. They had 38 at-bats, 10 runs on 11 hits, 10 RBIs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 3 doubles, no triples, and 3 home runs. They outbashed the Red Sox at Fenway. For the Red Sox, Jerry Remy, 2 for 3, 1 run scored, 1 walk. Duffy came in, was 0 for 1. Burleson, 0 for 5. Lynn, 1 for 5 with a run scored. He had a double. Rice, 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, a double. He was the MVP of 1978. He proved his worth in this game. I said 3 for 4. He was 3 for 4 if I messed that up. Sorry. Fisk, 2 for 5, 1 run scored, an RBI, a double. Yastrzemski had a 3 for 5, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, a strikeout, a double, and a home run. Excellent job by Captain Carl. Hobson, 1 for 4 with an RBI with a strikeout. Evans, 1 for 3 with an RBI, 2 walks and a strikeout. Those RBIs for Hobson and Evans came in the 9th. I'm sorry, Evans' RBI came in the 9th. I'm sorry. And Scott, 2 for 5 with a strikeout. The Red Sox had 40 at-bats. They scored 7 runs, 15 hits, 7 RBIs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 4 doubles, no triples, 1 home run. Like I said, the Twins outbashed them. The pitching was not good for either team. Yeah. Let me go to the chat real quick. As now, see, as a Red Sox manager, you're going to be questioned. And Beatles Eternally says, Al, why didn't you start Tiant? Just curious. I wish I did, but as you see, he gave up some runs too. I started Eckersley. Eckersley was a 20-game winner, and he had the better ERA. So I was very frightened of going to the bullpen. My mistake. I should have went to Tiant, but I went to Hassler because he only had that 190 batting average against left-handed batters. And then I thought they might counter, but I was hoping they wouldn't. And then I didn't realize I couldn't yank him out of the game, that he had to pitch to a batter. My fault. Didn't know the rule. Would I go to Tiant in hindsight? No, I think I still would have started, obviously in hindsight, knowing that they lost. But I went with the 20-game winner with the lower ERA. Ken Castro says, so you'd be happy to know in my 69 double elimination tournament, the only teams remaining are the number 2 Mets and the number 3 Twins and the number 9 Pirates. Oh, the only teams remaining, I'm sorry. Oh, that's a cool tournament. You got to keep us up to date on that. I like that. Greg Gorecki, sounds good, Ken. It does. It does sound good. Greg Gorecki, Al, Mike Cuellar lost and I got over it. Okay. Greg's trying to pep me up. I appreciate that. Beatles Eternally says, makes sense. You know, my big fear again was the bullpen, and it proved out. I probably should have went with Tiant right after Eckersley. But again, I went with the lefty-lefty matchup. They pinch hit, and their counter beat my counter. And again, I debated to walk Allenson, the bases loaded. But then my fear was I was going to go to Drago, and Drago walked. Had a good fair share of walks in 78. I'm playing the 78 season over on Digital Diamond Baseball, who Beatles Eternally turned me on to, which I love the game. And my bullpen just drives me nuts in 78. I hate it. So, anyway, let's go to the recap really quick. And it was incredible. I'm not actually going to go through the whole recap because that'll be another 10 minutes. Let's just quickly bring it down to George Mitterwall, 2 for 3, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 2 runs scored, player of the game. Tony Oliva, 2 for 4, 2 doubles. Rich Reese, 2 for 5, a home run, 2 runs scored. Jim Rice, 3 for 4, a double, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Carl Yastrzemski, 3 for 5, a double, a home run, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Winning pitcher, Jim Perry, he didn't pitch that good. Ron Pernatsky gets a save, he gave up a run. And Eckersley didn't have it tonight. That first inning was a killer. In last night's game, I went back through it in my mind, and I probably stuck with Rudy May for the Expos too long. So, won my first 2 games, lost the next 2. So no one knows I'm cheating, right? My beloved Red Sox lost. What's curious is, can someone look up before we go? Rod Carew, how many at-bats? I mean, I can look it up too, but if you guys don't mind. Rod Carew, how many at-bats do you have in 70? Because I don't understand why he wasn't in the lineup. Again, I don't make the lineup. I might be actually playing as the Twins at a point because they're a 4 seed. Though, you know what? Yeah, I could be playing as the Twins. Not the next game, though. I'll be playing... The Twins will match up against Texas. Oh, correct. Injured in 1970. Okay. That makes sense. I was wondering why he wasn't. Did he? But how many at bats? Does anyone know? 191. Thank you. Ken has 204. Okay, so about that, I still would have DH'd him. I mean, wouldn't you take him over Charlie Manuel? Come on. I don't understand the computers sometimes, but hey, they beat me. So who am I to complain, right? Who am I to cast stones at the computer? So we're now 2 for 2. Okay, only played 50 to 60 games. That's why. So they must go with games played in the way they figure things out. I don't. I just look at the thing and I said, you know what? This is a fun little tournament. It's make-believe. It's Never Never Land. Let's do what we want. I really wish we still had Bernie Carbo. But I realized when I made the date October, because I wanted the most sort of accurate lineup, or players on the team. I knew Carbo's gone by then, so. Anyway, guys, are you enjoying this tournament? Out of curiosity, when I'm done with this, would you like to see more? Would you like to recommend teams? I can tell you when I'm done with the tournament, or if you just come up with teams, what seasons I have and what great teams I have. So, Beatles Eternally says love it. Normally I shut the yes, he'd like to. Ken says he loves it. Greg Gorecki says Carew is clearly superior. Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, they must do, Greg. They must use probably games played when they figure it out. Greg Gorecki says Sherwood. Yeah. So when we finish this one up, and I'm hoping to finish this before July 4th. I wanted to play 2 tonight, but this game went long, and it's 11 o'clock now. But I don't know. You want to stay? I like talking baseball, and I'm really tired. Didn't have the most stellar day today. A lot of stuff happening with family. So, and the Red Sox were in rain delay, so they're actually still on. I gotta look over and see what the score is. And they're actually playing. They're actually playing the Twins, which it's 5 a.m. in the Netherlands, right, Beatles? Did I get that right? So Beatles is having morning coffee with Al Red Sox fan. We should do a talk show, all of us. Morning coffee with Beatles. And he says, yes, the Netherlands. Beatles, are you able to watch MLB on the internet? Or, because if you're not, there's, yep. Because there's some YouTubers, I don't know how they get away with it. They actually show live games. If you type in baseball, live baseball, you'll come up with them. I can't believe they don't, and they never get knocked down. I get copyright things with music that's free, for God's sakes. He says yes and no blackouts. Ken Castro says Carew got a transplant as well. You mean like an organ transplant? All right, so let me close out of this. And let me exit. And I'll save that game. Yes, wow. Ken, on YouTube, and I've just, oh boy, that mouse is freaking out, isn't it? We're going to have to get rid of that. So let's close out. If I close out of OBS, though, actually, let's just do this. There we go. And let's remove that. There we go. Get rid of that. Wow, that's really spazzing out, huh? Ken, if you go on YouTube and you type in live baseball or something or baseball live, there's YouTubers who show. I've watched like 3 Yankee games on the West Coast. I think it was last week. Heart transplant. Wow, from a former NFLer. So, out of curiosity, I'll stay on. I don't want to keep you guys on too long. I apologize. So, what teams and the year would you like to see in the next tournament? And a kidney, Greg Gorecki? Wow, he's the luckiest man in the world. 5-1 Red Sox in real life. Pomerantz just struck out the 3rd out. I think they're in the 7th now, I think. Oh, Beatles says, love talking baseball. And Greg Gorecki on holidays. Yes, Greg, you're on vacation. Are you seeing another Argonauts game this coming weekend, Greg? I can't remember if you told me you were seeing 2. Wow, you had a kidney transplant. God bless you, Ken. God bless you. It's a 6, Chris. Thank you. How'd your game go tonight? Christopher Anderson has joined us in the chat. Chris, didn't go good for my 78 Red Sox here. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, the Argonauts play Friday, Greg? Cool. Ken Castro says hello to Chris. Beetle says hello, Chris. Chris Anderson says, wow, Ken. Ken says, thrown anyone out, Chris. And Chris is disappointed. 78 Sox were his pick. The score, Chris, you want me to tell you? I'll tell you. It was a great game. It was a great game. Greg Gorecki says hi to Chris. So what we're doing now, chatting a little baseball before I call it a night. And asking my friends in the chat, what teams would they like to see in the next tournament? Ken, Greg, heading up to Toronto in August. You threw out another coach, Chris? Chris says, the Southwick coach is a jerk and a terrible manager. Did you throw him out? And Ken asks, Greg, you up in Toronto? Or Toronto proper? So, Ken Castro says, dead ball team's out. No, not for the next one. Well, you know what? You know what? Suggest any. I'm sorry. I asked for suggestions. I'm not a big dead ball era guy, but you know what? This station's about having fun. And, whatever. What team do you suggest? Now, can I play them against other teams? I'm trying to think. I don't have many dead ball era teams. I have, like the 19... Oh, let me look. Hold on a second. I don't have any seasons like that. Let me just go into... Let's go to this now. Change the screen there. 12. I think I do have the 1912. I either have the 1912 or the 1902 Red Sox. Hold on. Let me check this out here. Let me go to my active. What are they under? Oh, great team set. Okay. Red Sox. Boston. I have the 1912 Red Sox. Does that count? What's blazing in sports? Jumped in chat. How you doing, my friend? He says he let's get them thumbs up in the chat. Thank you very much. How's everything going? What's blazing in sports? How's the little man? Always want to know about the little man. Oh, so all right. So I have the 1912 Red Sox, and that team consists of. Let me see if I get this up, the window up. Yay, got that up. Okay. Can you guys see that? That window should pop up. (1912) Red Sox, (02) Pirates, 1919 White Sox. So on that team we have Joe Wood, 34 wins. Look at this. This is sick. I know it's old school baseball, but this is sick. This is look at this, the pitchers. Joe Wood, 34 wins, 5 losses, 1.91 ERA. Innings. Look at the innings. 344 innings. Buck O'Brien, 20 wins, 13 losses, 275 innings. You Bedint. I don't know if I pronounced that right. 20 wins, 9 losses. He had 2 saves, even though I know they didn't track saves then. 231 innings. That's pretty. Let's see batters now. Tris Speaker. Olaf Henriksen. I only know Tris Speaker from these guys. And a lot of good batting average. Who had the most home runs? Tris Speaker, 10. All right, that's a pretty cool team. So yeah, we can try to get that. Beatles says Greg Gorecki, Smokey Joe Wood. Was that his nickname? Beatles attorney. Harry Hooper. Is he a pitcher? I don't see Harry Hooper. Maybe is that a different team, Beatles? Oh, right there, right field. Yeah. Harry Hooper, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, let's check out. I think we have, I think New York. Ooh, 1939 Yankees. Maybe we'll do something with these teams here. You got Joe DiMaggio. Pitchers. Red Ruffing. Lefty Gomez. That's interesting. How come that didn't come up for you guys? Huh. Are you kidding me? I gotta put up another window? Oh, I have to do that. Okay. Should come up in a second. I have the 98 season, Chris, and I have the 86 Sox. So you want them in the next tournament, Chris? I'll write this down before I forget. Chris knows me, I forget. I have the 9th, so... Alright. 1998 Braves. Remember to check out What's Blazing in Sports channel. I forgot to say that. Very good boxing channel. Very nice person. You get to see the little man. Sometimes. That's his son. 86 Sox. What was the... So, Ken, do we want to use the Red Sox team? I don't have too many Red Sox teams, but... Chris says, yes, but I like that team. Al and I have fond memories of them. That was a good team. I mean, the result at the end sucked, but... Okay, so we'll use the old... I forgot... What year was that, Ken? I already forgot. I'm not joking when I forget things. Ask Chris. I have notes taped all over my cubicle at work. Old school Sox. Old school. 85 Blue Jays. Do I have 1985? I took 80. I don't have 80. Oh, I don't have 85. I don't have 85. I have 88. I have 80. I have 80, 81, 82. I think I have Yastrzemski's last year. Was that 83? I have 85. Oh, did you say 80? I do have 85. Because I took the year before the World Series. I'm pretty sure I have that. 1985 Blue Jays. 1902 Pirates. Chris, 83 for Yaz. Yeah. Okay. Let me close this out. Pittsburgh. Yes, the 1902 Pirates. I do have that. I don't understand. Did that come up? No, it's still the Yankees. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the 1902 Pirates, Beatles. 1902 Pirates. Ken says, "Oh, I like how this is going." Oh wow, did you see that error, Chris? Yeah, 6-1 now. Beatles says about the 1902 Pirates, most dominant team in the first decade of the 20th century. Okay. Well, I have another idea. I don't know how I'm going to work it, but I'd like to. I don't know if I'll do it through Skype, but there's still going to be a delay. I'd like to get some of you guys in the chat to actually manage against each other, and I would just click the buttons. I think that would be fun. Chris, you're the Skype expert. Would that work? I do have the 1950. Those are the Whiz Kids, Greg. 1950. I have that season. 1950 Phillies. I mean, it's going to be long. We could break the games in halves, play them on different days, because because you guys would still be watching. Chris, it would work. Okay. Chris, how are we going to? Because there's a delay on YouTube. I don't know what I'm going to have to. I have the 48 Indians too. 19. Greg, I have them. I think it'd be fun. So you guys would manage against each other. We could do a little tournament. You guys could manage multiple teams. You could pick a team. Ken Castro's 1950 Phil's Ed Weddick. How do you pronounce his name? Waitkus. I think that'd be fun. Then I can criticize your guys' management. No, I'm just kidding. So Beatles Eternally, who is the best? Wow, that's really. So I would take for the 1902. Okay, so when I set this up, I would assume Beatles Eternally would like to manage the 1902 Pittsburgh. So you guys would. We got to come up with 16 teams, and I can come up with that. I'd like to get some. Let's look at Yeah, so everyone can get their pick of teams. I only have like 5 or 6 of you guys who watch me, so. Now, I have to be honest. Beatles, if we put the 1902, say Christopher Anderson managed the 86 Red Sox, how would that mesh well? Dead ball versus modern? I think it's an intriguing matchup. Greg Gorecki, loved Larry Doby when I was a kid. He was so nice to us kids when he coached in Montreal. Beatles Eternally says, in my experience, yes. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's see what other teams we have in this league right here. So I'm going to bring the Pittsburgh. Well, let's just look at batters. Oh my God. So Beatles, they have a pitcher. His name is Warren McLaughlin. He batted. Oh, that's not right. I made a mistake. No, it says he batted 364, but when you click on him. Oh, that's against right-handers, I think. No, that's not right either. Oh, that's pitching, that's why. Batting. He did. He batted 364. Oh, he only had 11 at-bats. That's still good. All right. Alrighty. Wow. Ken Castro says, Waitkus shot and killed in a tragic story. That's a bad ending. Beatles Eternally dead ball. And I'm I'm something, a great teams thing, and the old two Pirates are in. Oh, in your league, yes. Any league with Honus Wagner, I'm in. Very tough team, the 1902 team. I think Beatles is saying. Oh, Ken Castro says he died. And that we're talking about. Where is his name? I lost his name. Waitkus, who. What was his first name, Ken? I'm scrolling back. Phil. Oh, Ed Waitkus. He died in Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts. Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts. Wow. All right, let's close this out. Let's see what other teams we have. The 1904 Giants. Can you tell me anything about them, Beatles? The 1904 Giants. No one's gonna watch this stream when they look at it, but I don't care. It's going on almost. We're almost on 2 hours now. Let me bring them up. Okay, Beatles attorney. Oh, he says very good team. He says McGinty and Matheson. Okay. Oh, they're pitchers. Yeah. Joe McGinty, 35 wins, 8 losses. Did that come up on the screen? Yes, it did. Okay. Christy Matheson, 33 wins, 12 losses. Sick ERAs. McGinty, 1.61. Matheson, 2.03. Let's see who had the most home runs for the 1904 Giants. Dan McGann, 6. That's why I guess it was a dead ball era. Oh, look at that field. I got a good picture for that one. Okay. Let's check out. Ooh, the 1942 Dodgers. That's interesting. Who's Detroit? Greg, what about the 35 Tigers? That could be an interesting team. They have Hank Greenberg, and he hit 36 home runs. 100. Greenberg. Oh, I got to bring that up. It doesn't come up automatically. Yeah, Greenberg had 170 RBIs. That's sick. So we got to throw them in the loop and see if they fit in. We need a Sandy Koufax team. We should throw Sandy in this. Dodgers going to hit with poop, though. Tigers. 1935 Tigers. Beatles attorney said lots of Hall of Famers on the 35 Tigers. Ken Castro's beat the Cubs in the World Series. Right, Beats? Yep, Ken. 65. Oh, do I have the 65 team? I have 1966. I don't think I have 65. I don't have 65. And I don't think they're one of these special teams. Oh, you know what? Before I say that, let me close this down. Do I have an LA team here? I have 1921, 1920. Oh, the 27 Yankees. 82 Brewers. Yes. Yes. 82 Brewers. Again, we'll go through this again because we might want to have certain. We gotta throw 27 Yankees in there. How many teams do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ken says, no 27 Yanks. Alright, here are the years I have. And then you guys can look up the stuff. You know, just go through years if you want later on at your own convenience or not. 1921. I don't remember. Oh, that came with the game. I was wondering why I bought that. 1927 I bought. 1941, 1946, 1948, 1949, 1950. Then I go to 57. And in the 60s, I have 60, 61, 66, 67, 69. I have all the 70s. I have 1980, 81, 82, 85, 86, 88, 1990, 1995, 1998. You're seeing a trend here. It's when the Red Sox made the playoffs. I have 66. I have 66, so 66 Dodgers. Right. I'll be right back. That stupid thing fell off again. Ah, man. I gotta fix that. Alright, gents. Have to deal with a household problem. That thing fell off. I gotta fix it. I'm gonna fix it now. Alrighty. Alright, well, I'm gonna call this stream. I got something just fell off the wall I gotta fix. I don't know if you heard the big crash boom. I have the 69 Mets. Dodgers. 69 Mets. So I'll talk with Chris and we'll figure out something with Skype after this tournament's done. Once again, thank you to Chris Anderson, Greg Gorecki, Ken Castro, and Beatles Eternally, and also What's Blazing in Sports. Check out his channel, great boxing channel. It was a very fun... Oh, my Lord, look at that. That's awful. Let's, There, we got rid of that. That's annoying to look at. I don't know why it does that. So... Anyway, again, Al Red Sox fan has difficulties with OBS. Look at all the little thingies. They're like bees buzzing. All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. You guys are all great. Health and happiness. Till next time, let's think about teams you want in the next tournament. And again, I'm going to set up a Skype thing, and we'll try to figure this out where... if you're watching this at a later date, and if you made it through 2 hours of this on demand, God bless you. So, anyone who's a regular in the chat, I think we're going to give them an opportunity to manage against themselves. We'll set up a little league, a little enjoyment. We'll have some fun. We all need some fun in our lives. All right, health and happiness. Till next time, take care. God bless. Bye-bye.